Hello again, boys and girls. We are going to get ready to read our story for today. Remember, good readers ask and answer questions when they are reading the stories. Let's look and see how we can do this. We look at the cover of the book and what do we see? A backhoe and a dump truck. We see that the title of the book is Roadwork. What kind of work can you do on a road? I will read to find out my answer, and then I'll keep asking more questions as I read more. Here it says, move the earth, clear a pathway. And so like we talked about yesterday, before I read the book, I wondered what kind of work you could do on a road. Here, I know you need to move the earth and clear a pathway. The illustration also helps me to understand that. We have a dozer, and we have this machine here, and they are both helping to move the earth. And so now I might wonder, well, after they move the earth and make a path, how does that become a road? And so we can keep reading it to find out. This book is an informational text, and we're going to review what we know about informational texts to help us see that it is. Let's look at each characteristic of it. The text here that's highlighted says, plan the road. This text gives information about the first steps to building a road. Informational text tells facts about real people, real places, or real events. Now, here you can see the words scoop and swing and drop. It gives information about how to load the dirt onto the truck. And this illustration right here shows that happening. It shows the backhoe loading the dirt onto the truck. So now we're going to read our story.
Roadwork by Sally Sutton. Illustrated by Brian Lovelock.
The author of this book is Sally Sutton. She is the one who wrote it. The illustrator of this book is Brian Lovelock. He is the one who drew the pictures in the book.
Plan the road. Plan the road. Mark it on the map. Hammer in the marking pegs. Ping, bang, tap. Move the earth. Move the earth. Dig and cut and push. Clear a pathway for the road. Screech, boom, whoosh.
So what are the machines doing and the workers doing on this page? They're digging and moving the earth. They're clearing a pathway for the road.
Load the dirt. Load the dirt. Scoop and swing and drop. Slam it down into the truck. Bump, whomp, whop.
Last week we learned about words that began with the letter D, the D sound, and ended with the D sound. What are some words that begin with the D sound on this page? We have doubt, we have doubt again, and we have drop. Those begin with the D sound. Are there any words that end in the D sound? We have load, load, and we also forgot one that begins down. Begins in that sound also. So there's a lot of words on this page that have the d sound in them.
Tip the stones. Tip the stones. Lift and slide and dump. Lay the groundwork for the road. Crash. Roar. Thump.
So as I read, I wonder how the workers will build the road. And I ask myself, what will the workers do after they finish this, after they lay the groundwork? And I'm going to keep reading to see if I can find my answer.
Pack the ground. Pack the ground. Roll one way, then back. Make the roadbed good and hard. Clang, crunch, crack.
So how do the machines pack the ground? They roll one way and then back. The text tells us that. Right after it says pack the ground, it said roll one way and then back. That means that's how they are packing it. Do you see which machine on here that looks like it rolls? I see this big one right here with a big roller on the front. This one looks like it has something that's digging in to help smooth it, but this one has that big roller that packs it down.
Seal the road. Seal the road. Make it hot and squishy. Spread the sticky tar and stones. Sploshy, splashy, splishy.
So we have also been learning about words that have the middle sound of R in those. Listen to this again and see if you can hear any words with the middle sound of R.
Seal the road. Seal the road. Make it hot and squishy. Spread the sticky tar and stones. Sploshy, splashy, splishy.
So we have hot has the R sound in it. Sploshy has the R sound in it. So we had two on that page that gave us the R sound.
Roll the tar. Roll the tar. Make it firm and flat. Squash it down and press it out. Squelch, spluck, splat.
So I wonder how the workers make the tar firm and flat. I can find the answer by looking at the illustration. Right here I see this big machine. Now not only does it have a roller on the front like the one machine did, but this has two rollers, one on the front and one on the back. And it's really heavy, so as it's rolling back and forth, the weight of it is pushing down on the tar, and it's making it flat and it's making it really firm and hard.
Stop the work. Stop the work. Time to break for lunch. Sandwiches and drinks and fruit. Gulp. Slurp. Crunch.
Can you find the word to on these pages? Our sight word to? It is right here. Can you find the sight word and on this page? There's one right here, A and D, and there's also one right there, A and D. So it's on there twice.
Mark the road. Mark the road. Give the paint a squirt. Paint the lines in nice and straight. Whiz, splop, splurt.
So what questions do you have about what we've read so far? Can you find the answers to those questions on this page? I might have wondered what they do next after they made the tall, nice and flat and foam, but here I see that they paint the lines on the road next. Do we need to keep reading to find out more of your answers? Let's see.
Raise the signs. Raise the signs. Drag and hoist and ram. Force them down into their holes. Thwack, whop, wham.
Remember that sentences always begin with a capital letter. We're going to read this again and see if you can point as they're reading it to the words that begin with a capital letter.
Raise the signs. Raise the signs. Drag and hoist and ram. Force them down into their holes.
So which ones began with the capital letter? We had raise, raise, drag, force. So we know those are all beginnings of new sentences when we are reading.
Light the road. Light the road. No one wants a crash. Test the lights and watch them shine. Flick, flack, flash.
What time of day do you think it is on these pages? It's nighttime, isn't it? How do you know? Well, look at the sky. The sky is dark and the workers are testing the lights.
Plant the trees. Plant the trees. Dig and stamp and lug. Water them to help them grow. Drip, drop, glug.
On this page, the workers are planting trees and other plants. What do they do after they plant them in the ground? They water them, don't they? How did you know that? Because the words tell us that. And here in the picture, we can see that they have a water hose out also. So the text and the pictures both tell us that they get watered.
Tidy up. Tidy up. Lift and load and sweep. Drive away those big machines. Swish. Chug. Beep.
So as I read these pages, I realize that the workers are finishing up and cleaning up. So the road seems to be finished. I'm going to ask myself, well, what happens after the road is done? I need to keep reading to find out the answer to that.
Shout hooray! The work is done. Ready now? Let's zoom. Drive along your brand new road. Toot! Honk! Vroom!
So the workers have finished building the road. What happens next? People drive on the new road, don't they? Yes, they do. So first they have to move the dirt. Then they have to pack it down nice and firm. Then they have to put locks on it. Then they have to pack those rocks down. Then they put what? They put sticky tar on it and pat it down good. Then they paint it. They put up the signs. They put up the lights. They plant the trees along the side, and then the road is finished and ready to be used.
Machine facts. Excavator. An excavator uses a large scoop to dig in the ground. The cabin where the driver sits can swing around to face in any direction. Bulldozer. A bulldozer has a blade at the front for clearing and leveling the ground. Front-end loader. A front-end loader has a scoop at the front. It lifts and moves things. Dump truck. A dump truck has a big tray at the back, which can tilt up to dump out dirt and rocks. Steamroller. A steamroller flattens the road to make it smooth and hard. Its roller is called a drum. Grader. A grader uses its blade to make the ground flat, so that the asphalt on top will be even and smooth. Truck-mounted crane. A crane uses its hook to lift equipment. It has wire cables that wind up and down.
Thank you for reading with me today, boys and girls. Have a great day.